Joining data is an essential skill which enables us to draw information from separate tables together into a single, meaningful set of results. Although this course focuses on PostgreSQL, the material here applies to multiple forms of SQL. We'll begin with inner join, which along with left join makes up one of the two most common joins. Two tables named left table and right table are shown. Matching values of ID in both tables are shown in the same color. In both tables, the ID field is the key. A key is a single column or group of columns that uniquely identifies records in a table. Both tables also have fields called left val and right val, which will help visualize records returned after a join. With SQL joins, you can join on a key field or any other field. The inner join shown looks for records in both tables with the same values in the key field, ID. Arrows indicate records where the ID matches. In this diagram, we focus on records that match on ID and fade out any records that are not of interest to our inner join. The result is records with IDs 1 and 4. Throughout this course, we'll work with a database of world leaders. Our database schema is displayed here. It contains the presidents, prime ministers, and monarchs tables, as well as the states table containing independence years, and the Prime Minister Terms table, providing years the Prime Minister's assumed office. Let's start querying our database by selecting all fields from the President's table. Recall the use of the asterisk in SQL to select all fields quickly. Here's a snippet of the Prime Minister's table from the same database. Suppose that we're interested in countries that have both a president and prime minister. In these small tables, we might notice that Egypt, Portugal, Pakistan, and India appear in both tables. For larger tables, though, it's not as feasible to identify these records by visual inspection. Here's where SQL joins can be helpful. The syntax for performing an inner join on our tables is shown step by step. It is common to begin constructing the query with the join first and selecting fields later. After from, we list the left table, followed by the inner join keyword and the right table. We then specify the field to match the tables on, using the on keyword. Here, we use the country field. Lastly, we add select at the start of the query and choose the fields we want returned. When selecting columns that exist in both tables, such as country and continent, the table.column name format must be used to avoid a SQL error. The result of our query is displayed. 4 countries in our database have both presidents and prime ministers. In our inner join, we've had to type out president and prime minister several times. Luckily, we can alias table names using the same as keyword used to alias column names. Here, we use aliases P1 and P2 in both our select and on clauses to shorten our query. Before we end this lesson, let's add one more SQL shortcut to make our query even more concise. When joining on 2 identical column names, we can employ the using command followed by the shared column name in parentheses. Here, since the join field is named country in both tables, we can use using.